What if I could have a dashboard that tells me whether if I now go to sleep, actually also fall asleep? I have been testing an app called Universal App, and it gives me this screen here. So on this screen I have the most important metric that I simultaneously have access to, but that also seem to be somewhat predictive of my ability to now fall asleep. So the first thing is the time. Obviously the time has some relation to this. Then also in this field I could not put anything else, so I just put the date in here. Then this next field should be the body battery. I don't know why it is not displayed. It did display in the past. Then here, what do we have here? It is the oxygen saturation. Of course not really that relevant, but the next couple of metrics are more relevant. So this here now is the breathing rate. The lower it is, the higher I think the likelihood that I fall asleep. This on the right here is the temperature. Now I do not have the watch on me, so it doesn't display basically my skin temperature, or at least the sensor temperature properly. So in previous versions of the Garmin Fenix, so I also have the 6S Pro, it was called sensor temperature, whereas in this 7S Pro, it is called skin temperature. So I'm not entirely sure whether they now basically have this distinction, but a couple of times I asked ChatGPT at least about this, and it said it should be skin temperature. So now what I am noticing is that if my skin temperature is above 30 degrees Celsius, then unless I'm very, very tired, it's very unlikely that I will be falling asleep. Mostly because the skin temperature, I think, is also indicative of what is going on basically beneath the surface of my skin, which then are usually, I think, two things. The first thing is regeneration from cardiovascular exercise, and the second thing is digestion. If those two are going on to a certain degree, then my ability to fall asleep is kind of prohibited by these two processes, it seems. So then we take a look at the rest of the metrics. So what I also have in here is my heart rate, and this is now from the previous 2 hours. So basically, if in the last 2 hours my heart rate spiked, then again it's very similar. Possibly there has been cardiovascular exercise or a lot of stress, and so if stress has been here and my heart rate, basically it shows the heart rate bandwidth and basically a higher max heart rate in the last 2 hours, then it's also less likely that I will be falling asleep. On the right then, if I have the watch on, it shows my current heart rate, and of course now this ideally is close to my resting heart rate. If I then also want to fall asleep, the higher the heart rate is, the again higher the possibility that I had cardiovascular exercise or that I'm under other stress. And the next thing is something that also is available on this glance feature, not glance feature, the manufacturer or the company that also makes this Universal App also makes a watch face called Glance. That's why I just called it Glance. And this is basically the next event in terms of sunrise or sunset, but it also seems to display basically the mid of the sun hours.